Welcome, legends. I'm here tonight chatting with the awesome Christopher Mackertich from DREGG. Welcome, sir.
What's going on, man?
I am just hanging out here in Jerry Seinfeld's apartment, hanging out and wanting to chat with you. You guys are about to jump out on tour in support of the Context single that you've just released featuring City Morgue, and you're heading all around Australia and you're kicking off in Perth. Have you guys been over to Perth much?
Yeah. We've only been once. Actually, it's funny. We were supposed to go over there with Hellions. We were part of the Hellions tour package for Wobb's last tour.
Yeah.
And our flight had to make an emergency landing in Kalgoorlie. And we got stuck there for like 8 hours. We got to Perth like maybe an hour after the show ended, and we didn't even get to leave the airport. Just had to jump on the plane and go back home. So that was our first time ever, any of us ever going to Perth.
Oh, that's a disaster.
It was shit. But because that went to shit, Daybreak over there hit us up and we're like, yo, come back over like next month. And we flew back over the next month and did a co-headliner with them, and that was huge. So
good guys, Daybreak.
They saved the day. And that's the only time we've been to Perth. And we were pretty blown away by how many people there knew who we were. So we're interested to see how it goes for a headliner this time. So
yeah, no, that's really cool. That's really cool. And then so you're kind of coming all the way back around, and then you're ending at Brisbane and the Gold Coast at the very end of the tour. Are you popping back into some favorite places that you guys have been over the years, and checking in on some venues you've played before, or these are all new venues for you?
Newcastle's one. Like Newcastle, we played that venue on the Binge and Purgatory tour with D's Nuts.
Oh, with D's Nuts, yeah.
Yeah, we played that venue and we just loved the venue. And it was like, Newcastle's cool because like it's still a city, and it doesn't get the rep as I used to live in Salamander Bay out of Newcastle. So like I used to hang out there a little bit, and like it's got a scene, it's got people, like, and I think a lot of bands just glaze over that area. If we could have done more in that area, we would have. Like, I'd love to do Canberra and like all those different. Like, I think we're doing Wollongong. Like we played Wollongong a couple of times now, and that's always been really good. So, just like little spots like that. Like, we couldn't go full rural with this one, but like we tried to hit as many of the smaller spots that we possibly could, just to get out to everyone we played to before.
Yeah, that's so sick. And so the Context video that you guys have just dropped as well, like. I really love the aesthetic that you guys kind of have. You guys have really set up a very unique style and a very, and it translates across mediums that you guys, work in, like whether it's a live action, video clip that you've made, or, this one is sort of like, it's like it takes sort of like early 2000s computer animation, and sort of sets the scene for the film clip. It kind of sets itself in that, like, in that era of when computer animation was like kind of getting good, but still kind of shit.
First kicking off. Yeah. Like I loved a cool reference for that video was do you remember Hit That by Offspring?
Yeah.
It was a video for that. Like I love that sort of shit, like that kind of like just shit that you saw on Rage at whatever time in the morning. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like polygonal.
Weird. Yeah, I love that shit. I eat that up. Like, and it's obviously resurfacing now. Like, all the millennials are redoing that shit, and like the Gen Zers are like redoing everything from like the later 2000s. It's I just love I just love watching history repeat itself. It's so sick.
Agreed. These things do come around in cycles. That's absolutely true.
Oh, yeah.
And like that style as well, like you can be really ratchet with it as well. Like you can it can be really dank and kind of like janky and weird. So
it's
I
cool because like we'll sometimes get away. Like, some of our videos cost stupid amounts of money and they're like super high budget, but sometimes
it's the one
we
with the
spend
tank.
like 400. Yeah. But then sometimes we'll spend like $400 and just go, let's just make something grimy as fuck.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the fun of having I guess that's what comes with having your own style and aesthetic is like like you said, it just translates across mediums and translates across like I guess how much money you're putting into it and all that sort of shit. Like I think that's like where a vision is very important for a band. Like
agreed. You guys have always really, really known yourselves as a band and your identity as well. Like having, for full transparency, to the viewers, we've worked together on both sides of the media, caper. I've worked as a publicist for you guys, and I've also now obviously I'm interviewing you and covered you on Kill Your Stereo and The Faction and all sorts of things. But thinking back to those early film clips that I worked on with you guys, like Weirdo and all of that sort of stuff, like you guys have never been afraid to make statements and really like push boundaries with your film clips and songs. That what's been your sort of fun, like the most fun clip that you've made and did some weird shit that you're like, people are gonna love this?
I think the one I'm proudest of is Internet. Internet's probably the one I'm most proud of. Like Internet was a weird song because like it didn't get the traction that some of our bigger tracks have had, but it seems like our fans really liked that song and really resonated with the video, just because like that video was just everything, like it was. I wanted to just shock people as much as possible, like putting a puppy in a microwave and shit. Like, I remember the day of release just thinking like,
we're gonna get cancelled today.
Yeah, today's the day it happens. But like at the same time, like we've always kind of put the band in this like, I don't know, we've tried to set ourselves up similar to things like South Park and like all those, and Tyler the Creator and all that sort of shit, where it's like we don't really care what people say at this point. It's like if there's anything we've learned from any medium like that, it's like you just keep going and you just keep creating your heart, and like we're here to shock people, we're here to have fun, we're here to poke fingers, and like that's kind of it. It's all you can do, really. Like especially with a band like ours. Like if a band like ours tried to write love songs tomorrow, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like
I'd really like to see what a DREGG love song would come out like. It would go to some dark places, I'd imagine. But going further down that sort of that route there of that you guys are a bit of self-proclaimed weird band and all of that sort of stuff. Your on-stage persona. You guys wear masks and face paint and really sort of go for an out there sort of aesthetic. That sort of thing often draws the attention of what I would say are probably like some like equally weird fans and equally sort of as obsessed. Have you on tour encountered any weird experiences with fans? Have they asked you to sign weird body parts, or what's the weirdest experience you guys have had with fans? No need to name names, I guess.
I guess the best way to put it is like there's this weird translation that's happened with our fans where when I was growing up listening to music, like I was pretty sweatery. Like I was always very sweatery. Like, and like I've always liked the weirdest, like I'm into like ICP and like obviously like I like there is like a lot of real music that I obviously take my influences from, but I do love the goofy shit. Like I love Limp Bizkit, I love ICP, I love all that, like Tech Nine, I love all that, just like psycho fucking like Hobson, I love all that sort of shit. And like it's interesting, like I was really diehard with all of those sort of bands. Like I remember even on a local scale, like I used to go to In Heart's Wake shows when they were playing to like 20 people.
Yeah.
And I remember on MySpace, I would annoy the fuck out of Jake, sending him like full, like I've rewritten like a goofy version of Gotham City, like just trying to like, I would just do stupid shit to try and get the attention of artists that I listen to like all the time.
I guess MySpace also was kind of the medium to do that in.
It's interesting it's interesting being in a position where like these like kids kind of interact like I kind of know how to deal with it because I remember being that like I was exactly that. So like it's so funny when kids come up and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so good to meet you." I just trip them out and just go like, "So good to meet you." Like or like I try to get on the same sort of level as them because not even try to. It's like I am on that same level of like I'm excited that you're here listening. Like, but to be honest, like nothing like we get cool shit. Like I've had jewelry made for me.
Oh, that's sick.
I've had really cool, interesting shit like artworks made and all that sort of stuff.
Actually, that's definitely that's definitely something I would have expected is people doing artwork because you guys always have such interesting artwork that you guys make for, you know, around the characters. Like you guys have had film clips where you guys are sort of marionettes or puppets, you know, and, you know, there's always a lot of sort of cartoon art of the sort of characters wearing your masks and face paint and stuff. So I can imagine that inspires people to do fan art.
Yeah, we get really cool fan art, like, because it's always like, it's weird and wacky people that listen to the band.
Yeah.
Like it's no straight arrows are out there jamming DREGG in the car. So it's like you get really cool. Like we got this one a little while ago from this artist. He sent out it looked like a fucking comic book cover, but like the detail was just incredible. Like I ended up emailing him and being like, "Yo, can I buy a print of this?" Because it was it was so fucking gnarly, man. Like I don't know, like I just love that shit. It's like, and I remember doing that as a kid. Like I always used to make art for my. I still do it, man. Like I still make art for like every now. Or like I did a Limp Bizkit cover a little while ago and put that on my Instagram. Like I'm always trying to get the attention of like my idols. So like I totally understand.
So when you say you made a Limp Bizkit cover, do you mean a cover of a song, or you mean you drew artwork?
Oh, sorry, no, I did a cover of Dad Vibes with my own verse.
Yes,
and I like kind of like what hip hop artists do with rap beats. I just did that with like the instrumental of that, and just did my stupid verse of that. And the whole verse was just me sweating Limp Bizkit. So I was like, I'm always doing stupid shit like that. Like, I get it. I get fanboying. I get it so hard because like, I'm the biggest fanboy. Like, I love so many of my favorite artists, like to the bone.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, on that note, then, like, you know, gun to head, you know, Limp Bizkit or, you know, ICP, you can tour with one and one only. Which one?
Out of those two?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It'd probably be Limp Bizkit if it was a tour.
Yeah.
But like I'd love to do Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah.
Like the big fucking
great answer. Great answer.
Yeah. Like great if it was Gathering of the Juggalos, if it was that, that's the answer. But like if it was a tour, Limp Bizkit. Like
great answer. I love that. I mean, surely you guys would be on deck for something like Gathering of the Juggalos at some point.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep trying. Like I'm more about that manifestation. So
is that a career goal? Like, have you sort of written that down before? You're like Gathering of the Juggalos.
I've put feelers out. Like I've put feelers out there. Like we're always just honestly, like I'm just very much like just say shit. Try and fuck it. Just try and make it happen. Like it's how like it's kind of how like this whole epitaph thing with us, like there was a whole period where we sat around and just went like, we're never signing to anyone. But there was this running joke of just like, oh, this was epitaph. Like it was epitaph we signed on, but like
and then you literally name checked them in this first song you released through them.
Exactly. You just you make that shit, you make shit happen, you know, like no one else gonna make
and then be grateful when it happens.
Exactly. And understand the process that got you there and try to replicate it again to do bigger and better things.
Well, I mean, the internet, in the internet age that we're in, like literally, it can be a case of these days you just put that out there on the internet and see what internet, momentum you can gain by putting that out there and seeing if people get on board with it. I mean, you look at something like, and spoilers if people haven't seen Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness by now, but like someone just put out there on the internet one time, John Krasinski for Reed Richards, and that just fucking turned up in a Marvel movie because there was enough internet momentum there that they went like, fuck, maybe we should probably do this,
Exactly.
So you put out there enough times that DREGG wants to play Gathering of the Juggalos, and it's
exactly. We did it back with Return of the DREGG. That was like, at the time when we put Return of the DREGG out, we thought that was like the most crazy thing that the band was ever going to do. Like, and at the time, like, I remember just saying like, oh, how are we going to top this? And then we ended up putting a line in the song that was just, you ain't seen nothing yet. And it's like, it holds you accountable. Like it holds you accountable for your next steps. Cause it's like, I said that, okay, now I have to, like, I had no plan when I said that. I was just being an idiot. Yeah, but now I had to, and then that's why it's like, put a puppy in a microwave, fucking get a tank, like get City Morgue on a video. Like, it's like, that's why, like, we just have to keep pushing to do bigger things. Cause if you hold yourself accountable for what you're achieving, like, you'll just have to keep going harder and harder.
Yeah, that's sick. That's so sick. And so, in terms of, what's coming next for you guys, what I mean, after this tour is done, what can we expect from DREGG before the end of the year?
Probably just a lot of touring, to be honest. We're probably just going to try and tour a lot because, like every other band, we just haven't. So, like, we put out 13 songs during COVID and like 7 videos or some shit. So we're just like we just want to go play songs. Like, we just want to go. We just want to go. Like, we've got so many new fans that we haven't met as well. Like, through COVID, like, especially with the whole Epitaph thing, like, we've just been exposed to new audiences and we've just never met them. Like, when we walked out at Unify, we had no idea that the band was at that level, like, until we played. Like, we were like we just assumed it was gonna be like our last Unify set, and then it was fucking stupid, and we were like, oh yeah, fuck, we forgot. We've been working hard for like 2 years, and
the steam train's been rolling.
It's not looking left and right, just looking forward. And it's cool. I love those moments of like stopping and going, oh yeah, cool. But I guess that's where we're at now, is like, we've put in a lot of work as far as writing, and we're just like, let's just go tour and have some fun.
That's so good to hear, man. I'm really, really happy for you guys, and you guys have like you said, you've been grinding away and you've been putting the hard yards in. So it's resulted in something that's really cool, and I hope that ball stays rolling for you. And thanks so much for your time tonight, man. And I really want everyone to get out there and get tickets for your tour. They're on sale now. The tour starts on the 17th and rolls all the way through into mid-July. I'm sure there's a date somewhere near to you, so get a ticket, get it now. Thanks so much for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Nah, thanks for having me, dude. Appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure.